Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm still playing Mr. President. Yeah, so you've seen already in the last videos, this is kind of hard work. We're still pretty much at the beginning here. Let's see how far we can do that. So next we have here a new. By the way, just a quick summary, we're not doing that good. The public approval is down to 34, which is really bad. There's a lot of influence here in Central South Asia and China. It's going to be hard to bring that, to get that away. We have, the alignment is very low. There's no way to, I think we basically lost that region to China. Apart from that, we managed to install a what was that? Kind of a, what's the name of that? Federal judge or something? Supreme Court justice. Yeah, that we managed to get one of our guys into the Supreme Court, which gave us a bit of a bonus, but because he was too radical, it didn't help much with my public approval. I just got really good party relations going. At least my scandal is gone now. In the defense department, we had problems because there was a leak, and that scandal went away now. So at least something here. So let's see, let's simply draw a crisis chit and we'll see what comes up. Okay, that's good times. That's something. That's a good thing. So there's a good times chart for that. And the cool thing is, because there's a plus, but we don't have to draw that because there are no other brown spaces anymore. So there's a good times chart. I think it's this one here. D15. And let's roll a die. But first, yeah, there we go. That is a 9. Not that great. Hit the links. Take an afternoon off at the local country club. Invite a leader from the opposition party to join you. Play for $1 per hole and let him/her win, but just barely. Play the $2 you owe promptly. Swap stories about your kids over hot dogs in the clubhouse. Agree that mosquitoes suck. Improve bipartisan co-op by $1 and +1 to relations with Congress. Well, that was cool. Nice. We had a problem there anyway, so it's a good thing this goes up and that goes up. Excellent. Well, that went well. Now we go to the next one here, focused national intelligence. So let's take a look at the flip book. Simply roll now on this focused national intelligence table. We have this marker here placed in Africa. So this is the affected region. Let's see what we get. That is a 5. Yeah, the strategic reckon and intel gathering is higher, so we can subtract 1. Cyber warfare is not higher than both of them. Either Russia, China has an influence counter in that region, so it kinds of even out, but we get this additional 1 here, so we get a -1, so we get a 4. Effects on terrorism. Move a level 3 to 1 in that priority terror group in the region to the locating box. Okay, so this one is placed here. Then move a different one in that priority terror group in the region to the gathering intel box. Okay, so we take now the 1 and place it here. Nice. Effects on war, choose one. There's a civil war. If there's a civil war in the region, you may choose to share intel with the UN in order to get them to intervene. Make an intermediate broker peace talks role in the UN for the chosen civil war with an overall diary modifier of -2. Chart WM4 in the World Charts booklet. Yeah, so we got our civil war there in Somalia, and let's do that. This is our civil war table here, and you simply roll and have a -2 modifier. That's a 10. So the fighting intensifies. Increase regional crisis by 1 box. Great. Terrible, terrible roll. Okay. And that's it. And now we go to any 4 diplomatic or military actions. Okay. We want to try to bring this down again. This is not looking good. So we're gonna go with the, which one is it? Crisis relief. That's a 7. Might be okay here. We can subtract 1, so we're just okay because the beginner's roll. Yeah, so the beginner -1 diary modifier. So we're just good enough to bring this down by 1 point. I'm thinking about trying to do it again. You know, I want to do it again. I think I can do it multiple times. Yeah, I want to do that again. That's 10. That's terrible. Luckily I got I'm at no effect. You know, fuck it, I'm gonna spend an action point. I wanna do a reroll here. That's a 2. Amazing. That brings me down to a 1. Decrease it by 2 boxes. That was definitely cool. So yeah, we completely basically managed to get rid completely of all regional crises. I don't know how we did it, but someone did something right. Now I want to try to bring the alignment in the Eurozone to 7, because then I can get rid of the Russian influence there more easily. Yeah, let's do this. So let's see. Gotta make a regional alignment check. Let's see. That's a 7. So we gotta add 1 because Russia has influence there. So it's an 8. I'm afraid, but I can subtract 1, so it's again a 7, but that's not good enough. I needed a 6. So again, I'm going to do a reroll. I can do only 1 reroll per roll. Fuck. God damn it. So that means it's a natural 10, so I gotta place a trending anti-US counter there. So that means this one goes away and the whole thing was a total waste. And if I remember that right, you can do this only once. I don't know, I could try it again technically. But you know what? I think I want to try to get the regional crisis down instead, because then I can also try to get rid of influence. If it's at 6, but there is a regional crisis of 0, then I'm okay too. So let's do this. That is a 1. Holy crap, very good. So this goes down to 0 now. Okay, that's it. 4 actions. I could spend 2 more action points, to do another action, but I don't want to do that at that point in the game. Okay, so now we go to draw 1 more chit, and technically it's possible that we have to draw 3 chits here. Okay, so draw 1 crisis card, and we have to draw then an additional chit. Okay, so Chilean government threatened as rioting urban poor torch Valparaiso. +1 regional crisis in South America. You may spend an action point to send a presidential envoy to assure Chilean president of US support. If you cannot choose or choose not to, place a trending anti-US counter in South America. Well, I'm going to spend that point. Okay. So that's that. This is now discarded. Oh no. Let's keep it here. We had just to draw a single card here. So now it goes down, and we go the next chit. What is that? Regional Summit. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure what that is. We gotta check that. So first, we gotta roll a d10 to randomly select the region for the summit. That's an 8. You can see here there are these die symbols, and so this is 8. So we have a summit in Africa. Determine the type of summit. Okay, there's no. If stability is 4 or less, that is the case. It will be an economic/trade summit. Okay, so we roll a d10 and then we'll see what happens. That's a 5. There's a couple of dire modifiers. The -1 from your regional alignment check above. What? Regional alignment check? What kind of check is that? Oh, make a regional alignment check for that region. Okay, so let's do this all over again. So we do a regional alignment check first, and well, that's not so great. That's a 5. Okay, that's a 1. So that worked out very well. So I get a -1 dire modifier, and now we got to roll again, and that's a 3. Cool. So we got this one here, so it's a 3. We could have spent a couple of APs. Do it again, huh? Shit. Nah, I gotta be fair. I'm gonna spend an action point. I don't have too many left though. I'm gonna make another roll. I should have checked that first. There is no allies, no war, no level 4 terror group, but there is a China influence counter, so it's a +1. Oh, there is actually a war, a civil war, so it's a +2, -1, -1 for the easier level. So it evens out. You know, fuck it. I'm gonna spend another AP. Hope. That's okay, and that's a 7 then overall. Okay, so that wasn't great. China provide trade incentives and development loans. +1 to regional stability. Okay, man, I really should have taken the 3. Okay, Place one new influence in the region for the nation that gave the assistance. So that means China gets a second counter there. Not good. Now do another chit here. Domestic crisis. Ugh. Not good. So I guess we have, if I remember that right, D9 as a domestic crisis marker here. There we go. Okay, do the following. Place one tensions counter. Okay, on the cabinet. So we have a tensions counter here, and then roll a d10 and find the result. Nah, that's a 1. Gun violence. +1 domestic crisis levels. So that goes up. -2 public approval. Yeah, thank you. Oh man. Move gun legislation to #1 public legislative priority. Now that means this, it was at number 5, so we simply remove this, we shift the others simply down and place this now on top. And that doesn't work out now with our own priorities anymore, and the Social Security bill is not that high in the priority now anymore, but okay, gotta remember that. Maybe we can do it, we can change that, or we can try to bring a bill about gun legislation during the next legislation phase. That is really not good, looking good. Our public approval is really very, very poor. So now we have any 3 actions. And yeah, that's really not good. I think I want to get rid of some Russian influence in the Eurozone. So let's see. There is 6 regional alignment, but the crisis is 0, so we can try on a 1 to 7. We're going to be successful. I'm going to try that again, man. I don't want to spend too many of these damn points. I'm going to leave it. Shit. The problem is that my Secretary of State is terrible. Otherwise, I would have had additional... I could try to get rid of this guy. But I don't know, man. Maybe I should try it. I think I should fire my Secretary of State. This is not acceptable anymore, this constant failure here. Ask for resignation. There we go. Yeah, we can do that here. Cost and action. Remove the terminated cabinet member and set the counter aside. And we got to do a public approval check. That's not good. Our public approval is at 3, or I mean, you can see the small number here, so that's very hard to do. But at that point, it feels it doesn't really matter anymore. So this thing goes down even further. And row once on the cabinet improvement table in the domestic charts booklet and apply the results. That's D2. And I think it's also that one here. So let's do this. That's a 4. There's no change. And now we can draw 3 new candidates. And let's hope we find someone with a better diplomatic ability, because this is just ridiculous. Okay, that's already pretty good. 1 and +1 action. This one is also good. And this guy is a total loser. I'm actually thinking about taking this one because eventually I might get this one later. But this, on the other hand, this one, if it improves, he's better. 2-2. That's a good one here. Kim Richards, yeah. Definitely time for a woman in our cabinet. And now these two guys go back in here. And we have one more action, and maybe it's time to send Kim Richards to a visit to Africa. Let's try that. Maybe she's good. It's not easy, but maybe she can do this alignment check and improve our alignment in Africa. Oh. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, but that was tough anyway. I didn't really... I mean, it could have worked, but... Okay. Anyway, that was not going well. Now we come to the next phase. Terror or chaos. So let's roll a die and see. 1 to 5 terror, 6 to 10 chaos. That's a 4, so we have terror. WT1. That's the chart where we want to go. That's in the World Charts booklet. Toward the end, it seems. There we are. Terror acts. Oh man. Increase the regional crisis in any region containing a rogue state by 1 box. That is Central Asia. They have here a level 1 rogue state. Consolidation of networks. In each region where there are at least 2 level 1 terror groups, remove 1 set of them and replace with 1 level 2 terror group. I'm not sure if that is the case anywhere. No, it's not. Okay. Fine. Make a Terror Acts roll on the Terror Acts table below. Down here, I got a couple of modifiers. Let's see. That's a 6. -1, easier player is a 5. What? Oh, that's all there is. Just... Oh, okay. So, terror group expands. Increase the highest level terror group on the map by 1 level. Decide randomly for ties. And create 1 new level 1 terror group in a randomly region. So level 2 terror group will increase to a level 3 terror group. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see, I'm going to roll a 10-side or so. That's the second one, which means this one, that's not that great. So this becomes now a level 3 terror group. Yeah. And then randomly in region number 5, which is the Middle East, we get a level 1 terror group. There we are. We have a rogue state. Export terror, roll a d10. That's a 3. Export to Eurozone. Okay, so we have a level 1 terror group in the Eurozone now. Lovely. And that's it. We're done with that. So that means we go now to Ally Rogue Group Acts. And that means we flip this one and it's Group D. Group D, Canada, Gulf states, and Saudi Arabia, and the rogue states in general. So that means Canada can affect the Eurozone or Central or South America. And it's basically the same way as we did it with Group A. So we can do a number of joint actions, and because we are very close, we can do 2 of them. And after that, they will act independently. So there we have the possible joint actions, and these are exactly the same joint actions as before. So let's see. We can affect the Eurozone. So we could do an Intel. Yeah, why not? Canada gets 2 Intel successes per joint action. So let's do this. I think I want to bring yeah, why not? Let's bring this one here, the terror group. On the other hand, I'm not sure. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. This one goes here, and this one goes here. Central America and Eurozone is possible. And the second action, I want to do maybe I want to try to reduce the regional crisis level in, I don't know, South America, I guess. Yeah. Or maybe Central South Asia. I can do this. Request UN humanitarian aid in any region. Let's do that. So we roll a die. That's a 4. That was a success. And that means this goes down by 1 space. Awesome. Now they will act. So we're going to flip the tension counter. That's a +1. And simply going to roll a die. So it's +1. There is Russian influence in the Eurozone. That's another +1. Russian NATO conflict status value is higher than 1. Yeah, so that means we got a +3 modifier here. That's an 8. Join US sanctions. Replace any one unilateral with multilateral counter. If none, roll again. I'm pretty sure that's the case. There is none, so there are none. So we roll again. That's a 9. Joint anti-terror campaign with US. Reduce one level 1, 2, or 3 terror group in CONUS, Central America or South America by 1 level. Okay, that's kind of cool. So that means we can simply remove this one. Awesome. We destroyed some drug cartels. I'm going to activate the Gulf states, but there we're only close. So that means we can only do 1 action with them. I mean, I might consider removing some tensions simply. You know, I think I want to do that. I'm going to remove the 2 tension markers, and let's see, do we have to place new tension markers there? No. Okay, so we remove these 2 tension markers, and that's it. And now we can do an action with these guys. We get a -1 modifier because there are no tension markers. What's the conflict track with Iran? Oh boy. There we go. That's a 2, so it's a 1, I guess. It's halved. Yeah. So we got a +1 modifier here. No, it evens out actually. Ugh, my goodness. A 10. You're kidding me. Build air and naval forces. Increase relative strength versus Iran by 1 in Gulf states' favor on the conflict track. Okay. Where is that? Here. So this goes to equal. Increase the Iran conflict track status by 1 box. There we go. If this causes war, okay, that's not the case. You get 2 asterisks. Well, that is also not the case. Okay, because they're not at war. Okay, so we're done with that. We got to do the rogue activation. Roll a d10. And there's, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so let's see what happens. That's a 6. North Korea or Iran, whichever has more tensions counters, acts. So in Iran there's 1. North Korea has quite a few actually. So that means we go to the group B. Table WA1 or WA2. There we go. Flip all tensions, counters. That's a lot of them. No effect. Okay, that's not too bad. So +1. And half the value, so that's +2 of the conflict track. What about the relative strength? The relative strength favors at the moment South Korea. Okay, so that means we got a +2. That's a 6. That's not so bad, I guess. Destabilize Republic of Korea. Place 1 tensions counter on Republic of Korea. Reduce Asia Pacific stability by 1 box. That is really not good. Okay. And they get, this is removed, and they get 1 new counter there, 1 new tensions counter. Okay, there we go. Shouldn't the UN sanctions have any effect on this? That's not written here. And now, says check unstable states, Central South Asia and Asia Pacific. So in Central South Asia we have 1. So that's a 2. And we can remove that. That's pretty awesome. So they stabilized. And there is none in Asia Pacific. So that was a good result at least. Oh, wait a minute. Might have forgotten this. No, we're good. Yeah, the modifiers don't change the result. Awesome. So we're done with that, and now UN acts. Okay. UN action segment. We got 2 per year. So first, humanitarian aid. The highest regional crisis value, we've got to roll a die. And if the result is 1 to 8, we can reduce this by 1. So the highest regional value is, well, we got to resolve some ties. Eastern Europe, Central America, Central South Asia, or South Africa. So they would try South America. They would try it in South America now. So let's roll again. And that worked out. So this is reduced by 1. Nice. Then we do an infrastructure aid. Attempt in the world region with the lowest current stability. Middle East looks really bad. Central America. Yeah, these two. So we're going to roll 1 to 5 is Central America. So this time it's Middle East. And 1 to 5 is a success. No, nothing happens. Youth empowerment. Lowest stability region that contains a level 2 or 3 terror group. Okay. That is again the Middle East. That's a 5. Yeah, that's successful. Decrease 1 level 2 or 3 terror group in the region by 1 level. Cool. So this goes down by 1. And then we go do peace talks in a civil war. So we can choose one civil war or ceasefire in the region with the lowest stability. So that would be again the Middle East. And we got to go to the table with the civil wars, which is over here. There we go. And roll a die. I got a -1 if you in action. Oh, see, let's roll a die. Oh, that's a 10. That doesn't look promising. -1, so it's a 9. The regional stability is terrible, so it's a 10. There's Iranian influence, horrible. Fighting intensifies. +1 to regional crisis. Well, that really paid off. Then refer to the possible refugee crisis results of the regional major crisis table. Good Lord. And determine the results depending on the location of the crisis. WD1. Here, if the region is strange. Here, Eastern Europe, Africa, or the Middle East. The expanding crisis creates a flood of refugees fleeing to Southern and Western Europe. Make a stability check for the Eurozone. So the stability is at 6. So that worked out. So we pass and says +1 to Eurozone regional crisis. Okay. Thanks, UN. So now we can initiate UN actions. I'm gonna check how that works. Up to 2 actions, it seems. If you spend 1 AP and or a goodwill counter. I'm not sure if you have to spend, if you could spend 2 APs, for example. If you spend 1 AP to get 1 action and or a UN goodwill counter to get 1 action. I think you can only get an action from 1 action from APs and 1 action from goodwill counters, but I'm not sure about that. Okay. So let's, I don't know, do I want to do that? I'm not even sure if I want to do that, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to spend 1. That gives me a -1 die roll modifier. And we can increase stability in that way, which is pretty awesome. We could place sanctions. We could also decrease the missile track. And I'm actually thinking about doing this. Iran is already pretty powerful. So I'm going to do that. Decrease the Iran or North Korea nuke missile track. If successful, decrease the selected nation's nuclear missile track by 1 box, then roll a d10. Okay, so we need a 1 to 5, but we can subtract 1, I guess. That worked out. So let's see. First, this goes down. That means we can we get some kind of bonus. Reversing any tensions listed in the new lower box. So I guess we're talking about this one. So we can remove tensions on Iran, Israel, and the Gulf states. So one goes away here, one goes away here. That's nice. And then we gotta roll a d10. That's a 10. I'm not even sure what that means. 8 plus, no influence. That's pretty cool. In this case, high was good. Otherwise, I had to place China or Russian influence there. So that worked out really well. Oh, I didn't see these. But I think that was a good action for me. Nice. All these diagram modifiers, but there was actually no change. So we're good, I guess. And that was the UN actions. Now we got 3 domestic actions. I forgot the core support check before the terror or chaos. I want to do that because I think that we can, yeah, here we go. This is actually pretty good for me because it says move your PA rating up or down a number of boxes equal to your core support number towards the 40% box on the PA track. So that's the party relations. We got 4. That's the one that is written here. So if I'm not wrong, yeah, it's this track here. I can move this thing 4 spaces up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty awesome. So now let's go back to the 3 domestic actions. I'm thinking about trying to improve the bipartisan cooperation. I'm just wondering where that actually... There we go. So yeah, we need... That's not so easy. That costs another action point. Oh man. But it is not that high. I want to bring it to 2. That would be nice. So let's do this. And it was a success. That's awesome. So we can bring this up. Very good. And then I want to remove the tensions counter here. And finally we got we got actually, wait a minute, how many actions are there? This should be placed here. We got 3 domestic actions. I think I could try to do some show for the media, which is, I think, the presidential master actions, domestic, presidential presence, maybe? That could help. Yeah, why not? I don't want to spend too many APs here, so I'm not going to get this additional die roll modifier. So let's simply roll a die and we'll see what happens. Make a... Oh, it's a prestige check. I see. My prestige is at 5. Okay. That's good. That's a 3. We got a -1 modifier because we're beginners. So that brings us to 2. Sadly, it's not quite as good as I was hoping. So we don't get the 1. Should have spent the AP, I guess. But okay, I passed, but it's greater than 1. +2 public approval or +1 media relations. I'm going to go with the media relations. So we continue down, draw another chit. Okay, that's interesting. Cascading event number 3. There is no cascading event number 3. Gotta check what that means. Do we have to draw another one, or do we simply go to number 2? Let's figure that out. There we are. Cascading event 3. Unless otherwise, doesn't say anything. Oh no, here it says. Yeah. So we're going to go with one of the 2s instead. Now there are 4 cards here in the 2 pile. I'm going to roll a 10-sider, and then 1, 2 is the first one, and 3, 4 is the second one, and so forth. Well, 10 is not valid. So we draw the second one. It's this one here. And that's again, Russia uses oil as a weapon in Europe. And it says here, this time we look here too, this event affects Eastern Europe or Eurozone if there is at least one Russian influence in that region and US alignment in that region is 5 or less. And that is not the case. There is no Russian influence there. And here the alignment is at 6. So we can ignore the event, I guess, in both regions. And that means, if I'm not wrong, we simply place it now here in the 3rd deck. And if it should show up again, we can simply remove it then, if we were successful, or if we resolved it. So, okay, nice. That wasn't so bad. We continue. War progress. Let's check. There are no big wars going on, but civil wars. And we got to check for these civil wars. Again, we have simply a civil war resolution here. And I don't want to spend anything, any action points. If there's if the regional stability is lower 5, we get a +1 modifier. And so let's see. Okay, so let's start. We have here a ceasefire, and the regional stability is not lower 5. Got a -1 new player. Okay, so let's see. That's a 1. Wow, awesome. So yeah, that was the ceasefire. So we have a permanent peace. Decrease regional crisis by 1 box. That was pretty awesome. So this goes away and this goes down. Very good. Yeah, that's cool. Now we got a civil war going on in the Middle East. And there's a lot. We have Iranian influence, which is, I think, also kind of a negative modifier. Yeah, or a positive modifier. So let's see. But it doesn't say, it's not beneath the civil war counter. So maybe this is not, I'm not sure if that does count here. Maybe not. Maybe this is somehow for the overall region and it's not specific for the civil war. I think I was not instructed to place it specifically on the civil war, so I'm not going to count that here. That's an 8. Regional stability is super low, so it's +2. So that evens out. So we got 8. Fighting intensifies. So that means the regional crisis goes up. Got another civil war in Africa. That's a 7. Yeah, stability is low, so we go to 8. But we got a -1 for the new player, so it's 7 this time. Fighting continues, no further effect. Okay, so I guess we're done with the civil wars. And now we got any 4 diplomatic or military actions. Use military professionals to treat disease, build schools and clinics, or create other infrastructure with a war-torn region. I'm going to do that in the Middle East. I can only do this in a region with a civil war or where the US has been at war during the turn. So we'll roll a die. We got our, well, the 1 if China or Russia influence, we have that. But we got the Secretary of Defense, he's got a -1. So overall we got a -1. That's a 4. Place a trending pro-US counter in the region or receive a new UN goodwill counter. So I think I want the trending pro-US, so I can remove this negative marker here. And -1 to regional crisis in the region, that's a good one. Cool. I should maybe use this action more often. It seems better than doing the God, what was it? Crisis relief. That's really not bad. But the thing is, you can only do it. It's obviously a military action, so you cannot do a it's not a diplomatic action. And you can only do it when there's a civil war. I'm actually, let me see. I got 3 more actions. You know, I can try to maybe do a crisis relief in the Eurozone, so maybe I can remove a Russia marker there. Let's do this. My goodness, that's a 9. That was terrible. I'm going to spend an AP. So we're down to 9 APs now. That's an 8. Well, we got a -1 because of our Secretary of State. This time she makes a good job. The regional stability is okay. Yeah. That brings us to 7, 6, and a minus. Yeah, we're good. So we can decrease this by 1. And now we can try to remove Russian influence there. Ugh. I'm not going to spend an action point. I simply can't afford to do it. So that didn't work out. One last action. Do I want to act again in the Middle East? Bring down the crisis a little bit? I could try to, you know what? I want to try to increase the alignment here so that I can maybe push back the Chinese influence at some point. Let's do it here. That's a 7, -1, +1. So I think it's a 6 actually. That's not enough. That is not enough. Yeah, we needed a 5. That's what we have. We got a couple of, this goes up to 6 then. Because of our Secretary of Defense, we could bring it down to 5 again. But yeah, that didn't work out. So that was pretty poor overall. Not good at all. Okay. Well, I guess the last thing we do in this activation phase here is the US state of economy impact. And that is doing really good. Peak performance, we get 3 PA. I don't even know what that means. Public approval. 1, 2, 3, there we are. We get +2 action points. They're very good, so that brings us to 11. And +1 relations with Congress. Cool. Okay, there we go. The next thing to do is Russia acts. I'm not going to do that anymore. We're going to load this up and we do this in the next video. I'm tending a little bit toward actually finishing this thing after the first year. This is tough, especially on camera, and it's not very exciting for you to watch either, I guess. So I guess, yeah, I want to go through at least one full turn, but man, this is really, really a tough game to play. So yeah, Gonna load this up, and of course you can support me on Patreon if you want, and hope to see you on the next video. Bye.